Microphone check. Microphone check. 1, 2. If you're out there, let me know. If you can hear me on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me on Facebook, let me know. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kevin's Corner. Today is Wednesday, the 4th. I hope you all managed to make it through the emergency signal without being zombified, walking around like, yes, I will obey. Yeah, a lot of rumors going on about that. Just in case, though, I don't want to be known as a conspiracy theorist, but just in case, I turned everything off. I went outside and used the zero turn to cut some grass. Yeah, I was like, anything out here, if it's going to get into my ears, it's going to have to go through this loud behind zero turn. That's what it's going to have to do. So anyway, with that being said, welcome to the show. Hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all of the other social media platforms, including my alternative channel, which seems to not grow. I don't understand why. I mean, it's amazing. It's also amazing to me that I uploaded a 3 or 4 minute video 2 days ago. Last I checked, it was at like 800 views, y'all. See, you see my face? Bull crap. And that is why I need your help. So text MAGA to this number, 330-974-4607. And that will keep you in the loop just in case shenanigans go on like it's been going on. Okay. And this way, if there's some changes to my regular everyday schedule from 7 to 8 live, I can let you know. And then if I upload a new video that you guys haven't seen yet, I can just shoot a text out and let y'all know, be on the lookout, because you already know, man, YouTube don't love Kev. They don't love Kev. And then also, guys, we got 9 days left on my little fundraiser, my $5. See, I ain't like Joe Biden. I don't want $1.5 billion. All I'm asking for is $5. $5. You pay now. So, brother, you're ripping by. You pay now. So, brother, that's all I'm asking for. $5 fundraiser for a month. To try to offset the stupidity that we are facing when it comes down to big tech censorship and messing around with my ads and messing around with my sponsors. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, how you going to invest in a commentator and he upload a 6-minute video that can't crack 1,000 views in 2 days? You see how they mess with you? That's the secondary form of censorship. Choke out your reach so you're not as marketable. Now, when I was cranking out 60, 70,000 views a video, I would have been offended if I would have been stuck with like 2,000 views. I mean, what the crap is this? Where's everybody? I threw a party and nobody showed up. What kind of friends are these? But now I hit 3,000. I'm like, whew, man, I'm in the money. So y'all see what they're doing to me. And that's why I have to keep doing what I'm doing to them, which is destroy their narratives and reveal this nonsense. So, like I said, hit the like button, share my videos. Don't forget, these are all converted into podcasts. Now, let's get busy, y'all, because it appears that war has come to our front door. But first, I gotta get loose. Oh, yeah. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right, y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, not only has civil war showed up at our doorstep, but stupidity has showed up at our doorstep in the form of, anyway, listen to our fearless leader, y'all. So eloquent. So clear and precise. So well thought out. Let's check it out.
Rhetorical question. No, I won't. Anyway, give them, and the idea these folks are running into anyway.
Good grief. Now, if I was a kid in his class as a kindergartner sitting on the floor crisscross applesauce as he's telling a story, I would be left hanging. I would be madder than a mug, man. sitting there waiting for the punchline, and creepy. Oh, once upon a time there was a rabbit and a chicken anyway. What kind of message? You're the leader. You should be able to finish a complete thought, man. So now we got to get left with anyway and fill in the blanks. Nobody caught this before they stuck him in office. So that's what we're left with, guys. Anyway, so we can just interpret it any way we want.
We've had a lot of discussion about that in our whole household. You think is it anyway? What? Other than say they're going to renew the $2 trillion tax cut anyway.
Now wait a minute. You know where these anyways are really coming from. These anyways ain't coming from Joe just trying to move on to the next subject and not want to bore y'all with the details. It's because he doesn't have the details. It's because this dude's brain realized we're all out of yards. There's no more real estate. We're up against the wall, Joe. So pull the anyway parachute. Anyway, I lost my thoughts. Anyway, don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, is there any chocolate chip around? That's where these anyways are coming from. This man will start a thought and immediately that thought would be like, man, I'm out of here. Don't bring me into this, Joe. I told you not to run. I'm bouncing. Don't leave me thoughts. Anyway, that's where they're coming from.
Because anyway, the idea that, if you want it, anyway.
He couldn't even finish the idea. The idea. If you want, anyway, I need to know what the idea was. I feel incomplete. I need closure. That's what I need. What I don't need is a leader of the free world who can't complete a thought. And his go-to when he runs out of steam is just to pretend like, you know what, it's not even worth finishing all of this. I don't want to get into the details of it. So I'm going to leave you hanging with, anyway, people voted for that guy. Can you believe it? Yeah. Maybe like 2 or 3, but somebody did.
Anyway, really and truly, I mean, anyway, that's more jobs than anyone's created. Anyway, there's a little bit of anyway, they're investing in these chips for serious.
Let me guess.
Anyway, it's 1 point. Anyway, first time America's full faith and credit will have been. Anyway,
now. I'm glad when people put together montages like that. Because, see, a casual viewer might not catch how many times this dude does this. And you also might not be able to make the connection why he does this. This ain't his style. This ain't one of them things that's like, you know what, that's Joe Biden. He's been doing that for 30 years. What's happening is his brain has ran out of words. So what he does is he defaults to anyway and wants you to fill in the blanks. That's what he wants. And they stuck this man out there. And that's why I call him an unnatural disaster created by the Democrats, like many other disasters. They knew this man was in trouble. They knew all he had floating around his brain was a whole bunch of dang alphabet soup letters. That's it. Anyway, when them little letters form, wait, a C1 forming in my head. Anyway, there it is. And the rest is International Depression, Isolating, Punish China, Kennedy College, Vatican Care, stuff like that. Those are the rest of the words. So now this is the Anyway tour, y'all. Anyway.
And I'm sure that...
You're sure what?
Anyway.
Don't sound too sure to me. Don't sound too sure to me. You start like, I'm sure about that. Anyway, so what are you sure of? See, these are the follow-up questions that I would have to challenge his anyway. Default. I would make sure I don't allow him to dismount with that anyway. Yeah, see, these are the type of things that, you know what? Anyway, what? What? You want me to explain anyway? Yes. Well, it's any way you want it. No, that's not explaining the joke. Hey, do it your way. Anyway is okay with me. Because that's where he's at right now in that pea brain. Anyway.
This bill is declared dead more often than anyway. And for example, whether it's ARPA, we're spending billions of dollars on research and development.
Like what?
For health disparities. Everything from, anyway.
Oh, got him again, y'all. See, he goes too far. He goes way beyond his capacity. his mental capacity. So now he wanted to get into the details, and the details weren't there. He bust open that door where the details normally would be at, and it was cobwebs. Boom. Where's everybody? Where's the words? No, you know what? Here's a note. Anyway, okay. Anyway, there it is. Anyway, that's all this man got. Anyway, unbelievable. Can you believe that? Can you believe that raggedy behind puppet, muppet, been just thrown out there to embarrass the whole country, his family, and himself? However, I don't know if Joe realized he's embarrassing himself. It's at that point now. Because if he really was conscious of what was going on, you can't tell me this guy would consciously decide to run. He doesn't even realize the danger that he's in. I mean, you would think a guy with all of this corruption creeping up on him would say, man, you know what? Anyway, I'm going somewhere and sit down. You would think that's what he would do. But in his mind, he got the juice. In Joe's mind, he's fresh. Let me tell you something, Joe. You ain't fresh. You ain't fresh, man. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing. You ain't bad. Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Trump been doing wrong. Joe, you been doing wrong. Gonna lock you up. Gonna lock you up. That's what's gonna happen. And if he was smart and conscious of what was going on, he would go somewhere and say, shh. But he ain't doing it. So anyway, in Joe's words, let's move on. So guys, by now you heard. McCarthy gets booted. And a civil war has broken out. Good. Well needed. Overdue. Because I've noticed something about the Republican Party, that they have fashioned themselves to be a little different when it comes down to the Democrat Party. See, people with logic can recognize how evil, corrupt, unprepared, unprofessional the Democrats are. Their policies make no sense. They're irrational and all of that stuff. Conservatives are hardwired to think and view things that way. It's like, yo, does that make any sense? Why would you want to take everybody's guns if the criminals aren't going to give up theirs? See, these are rational thoughts. So the Republicans appeal to the rational thoughts of conservatives, but have no intentions on following through. They just want people to know I identify with your logic. However, I'm going to make up all kinds of excuses not to do the rational, logical thing. I'm just going to point out how irrational and how crazy these people are. I'm going to sit back and say, this doesn't make any sense. Democrats are always up to shenanigans. Why would you have an open border? Why would you? But see, just identifying it is not enough to pacify the MAGA movement. Back in the day, that might have worked. Just to say, at least Republicans are smart enough to see how stupid this is. But now I'm saying, if you're smart enough to see how stupid it is, so what now what? That's my question. So what now what? So you're telling me you guys are smart enough to see that the Democrats are corrupt enough to go after Trump with 4 indictments, but not use every tool accessible to you guys as you have the House to stop these indictments, to stop these bootleg investigations? You're telling me you know that it's ridiculous to have an open border. And look at what's going on down there. Our brave men and women down there, they're being stressed out. They can't keep up, blah, blah, blah. But yet you're not impeaching Mucus. After bringing Mucus up there and parading him out and this displaying how stupid he is, how corrupt he is, how many times he done lied, only to bring him back again, running back through the dang on mill, about 4 or 5 times in the last 2.5, 3 years. Yeah, we get good laughs out of it. I get a chance to, quarterback the fights and all of that stuff. However, at the end of the day, my question becomes, so what now what? You just want to appeal to the rational conservative mind and way of thinking, but then you stop at a certain point where now our mind is saying, well, wait a minute. I don't know if I'm just okay with you relating to me and how I think and how I see things. There's more things I think you should be doing. And it's beyond trying to make excuses that we want to stick to, a certain decorum. We want to make sure we honor our traditions. We don't want to mess up all of our tradition. No. The Democrats have already messed that up. No time to try to be civil. No time to try to look like we're taking a high road. No. Every real, and I mean real, not bootleg, made up opportunity like the Democrats come up with, but every real opportunity that we get to burn one of them, do it. I ain't talking about passively. I ain't talking about gently. I'm talking about step on the gas because they're relying on our softness. They're relying on, oh, they'll get out there and they'll say things that, of course, we know it makes sense as Democrats. We're just corrupt. And we know that there are people who are going to say, that's right. See how we think? We think smart. But at the end of the day, these dudes over here is just going to pretend to be the opposition, but they're not going to do what it really takes. What it really takes to get in there and get the cancer out. See, you got to get in there and get the intestines out, man. Don't be in there talking about somewhere. I look like something's going on the inside. Well, my work's finished here. How about you go in there and cut it out? See, so that's where the Republicans are at right now. And that is why so many Republican voters, real ones, are upset because we see all this stuff going on for the last 6 years. And we hear them complain and identify it. Most of them, some of them are just open rhinos. But after doing that, I say, well, wait, is that all you can do? Because see, now you got other Republicans who have identified pathways of sticking it to the Democrats. But yet, the ones who just simply identify the problems don't want to go that route. So now you got to ask yourself, why not? So it's about time that we expose those who stop right at the edge of just saying, Democrats are stupid, they're crazy, look at them, they're destroying the country, they're fascists, we got to identify them. I want some dudes to say, okay, well, since we know that, hey, give me a knife, put it in my mouth, and I'm jumping in the water, and I'm coming out with the kill, barehanded. I'm going in. Cover me. That's what I want to see. So now we're in civil war, and McCarthy is a victim of shots fired.
Looking to report is outside the Capitol.
Congressman Gates, if not McCarthy, then
Analyzed the House of Representatives today. Okay. To whose benefit? People have called you a narcissist. People say this.
People have called you a narcissist. See, now this is what shows the media really. They're also hip to the game that's being played. You know, pretend to be the opposition and all of that. And when you get a real Republican in there, a MAGA Republican, an American First Republican, they will all of a sudden defend a Republican who any other time they would be calling him a white nationalist and this and this and that. You know, they just go through the routine. But then they're like, whoa, this is a real one. This dude right here is really doing stuff. So now we almost, in a sense, got to side with McCarthy, who has the appearance of doing stuff, and go hard in on this guy who really wants to do stuff. So now let's finish hearing him ask this guy a question, and let's see if he buckles under the pressure.
It's to your benefit alone. Is it to the benefit of you and to Donald Trump?
It's the benefit of this country that we have a better Speaker of the House than Kevin McCarthy.
Oh.
Kevin McCarthy couldn't keep his word. He made an agreement in January regarding the way Washington would work, and he violated that agreement. We are $33 trillion in debt. We are facing $2.2 trillion annual deficit.
You see him flip that mess? They're up here trying to make it seem like he's a narcissist. It only benefits. Who does this benefit? What do you think he's going to say? Me? Yeah, it benefits me. See, and look how he redirected the attention back to who? Americans. Make America great again, man. Stop focusing on McCarthy. Stop focusing on me. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. All of the stuff that we should be doing to benefit Americans, McCarthy has not done. Now, you will never see this in the Democrat Party. You will never see them throw shots and fire like this right here. This right here is a real civil war. This ain't one like Nancy Pelosi had with the squad. A little squabble with the squad. I saw that, a little squabble with the squad. This is bloody, and I like it because it's about time. Right now, it's about to draw some lines in the sand. So let's continue, because Matt Gaetz, he's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Let me tell you who it really benefits you.
We face a de-dollarization globally that will crush Americans, working class Americans. Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a speaker who's better.
Cat fight, or should I say dog fight? So now, wow, those are big words. He didn't mince words. He didn't try to soften it up because Kevin McCarthy is in his party. See, because I look at it like this. Right about now, it ain't got nothing to do with party. When they start distinguishing the difference between MAGA Democrats, all they're really telling us is those are legit Democrats who are America first. When they attack when they attack Republicans and label them as MAGA Republicans, they're letting me know these are the real Republicans. See, when dang on Republicans start calling other Republicans MAGA, parroting the same stuff that the Democrats call real Republicans MAGA, as if all politicians shouldn't be wanting to make America great again. But you try to label that to be something negative, extreme, too far out, too disruptive. So now you see shots are fired, and I'm not worried about Republican versus Republican. I'm looking at real MAGA first Republicans versus rhinos. And then you got some that teeters on the wall. But I don't like that, y'all. See, you teeter on the wall, you're going to fall. You can't be up there teetering on that wall. You either jump off one side or the other. Let's continue.
If not Kevin McCarthy, then who? Then who?
Last night that Steve Scalise was a name that you floated to potentially be speaker. Where do things stand right now? If not McCarthy, then who?
Well, the stages of grief, I think, are in progress right now with some of my colleagues. I think there was a stage of denial, and I've certainly experienced a good amount of their anger, and now we appear to be headed toward bargaining. I think the world of Steve Scalise. I think he'd make a phenomenal speaker.
See, they wasn't ready. Yeah, see, they're in grief and disbelief that this man pulled the trigger. Now, they warned Kevin McCarthy. Do you understand? See, this is the problem. A lot of politicians just do this. And then when folks break their promises, folks don't do what they say they're going to do. It's like they never even discussed it. They never follow up. They never hold them accountable. None of that stuff. So they held up the speakership right in the beginning. And they said, look here, man, here's the contract. We're not going to let you be the speaker unless these things take place. I'm on it. Okay, now. Now, normally, they would just let this go. Ride it out and keep complaining until the next election. Keep signing bills. Keep putting us in more debt. Keep letting the Democrats slide all kind of stuff in their spending bills. Keep letting the Democrats send money over to Ukraine. Keep letting them do whatever they want to do. But now we got a Republican who stood up and said, nah, man, I'm going to go ahead and pull your card. I'm going to call your bluff. I'm going to do what other Republicans thus far has not done, which is hold other Republicans accountable. Woo, and it's getting hot. Even my boy Jim Jordan, whom I love, but I have to disagree with him right here.
Done the oversight that we're supposed to do. Because of our oversight, we know that parents were targeted by the Department of Justice. Because of our oversight, we know that 51 former intel officials misled the country weeks before the most important election we have. And because of our oversight, the Disinformation Governance Board at the Department of Homeland Security is gone. Because of our oversight, the memo attacking pro-life Catholics has been rescinded. Because of our oversight, unannounced visits to Americans' home by the Internal Revenue Service has stopped. That happened under Speaker McCarthy.
Those are good points, in the words of Ace Ventura. However, here's the problem. Like I said earlier, just to identify a problem is not enough. Even a small result. Do you think Mucus and all of them really care about rescinding a memo? Do you think that makes the point? Huh? See, that's my question. Do you really think that, we got busted showing up at people's houses that were Christians? Well, we better cut it out, guys, and go back to work? Do you think that sends the message? No. What sends the message is, now that we know about all of this, we want to subpoena you guys. We want to impeach the leadership that is doing this stuff. because all they do is drag these people up there on the Capitol. They identify the problem. They disagree. It's a mischaracter of the situation. We didn't do it. What? They did what over there? Oh man, I'm just finding out about. I leave that up to the men and women on the ground level. I trust the men and women when they execute their own. And I'm sitting there going, "You're the leaders. You're the lead. Somebody got to be accountable. So y'all are just shuffling the accountability all over the place. So you would think the buck would stop at mucus, at garlic, and at Ray, and at creepy sleepy. But somehow they bounce it back down once these things come out to the people on the field, but nobody gets any type of punishment. So all of that is great, Jim. It's great. I love it. You guys have done a great job identifying it and revealing it to us. But so what? Now what? What sends the message? Impeachment, subpoenas, use all of the weapons. If I roll up on a battlefield, man, and you out there with a 22, and the enemy is shooting grenades at us, missiles, they got all kind of fire. And I go, there's a whole cabinet of guns over here, long range, bigger calibers. Why are we using these little weapons? We're saving those for later. There's not going to be a later. If we don't get the big guns out, we're going to be wiped out. So how about we fight fire with fire? But it appears that just identifying the enemy and what they've done is enough. But now let's see how Matt Gaetz actually defends his position against his buddy and friend, whom I love, Jim Jordan.
And on the third one, on this side of it, we know there's a big old ugly bill coming at the end of the year. All kinds of spending, all kinds of garbage in it. We're still in that fight. Frankly, to Matt's point, we don't know how that one's going to shake out. But we do know this.
No, to Matt's point, he knows how that's going to shake out because it's been shaking out this way for years. The Democrats know it. They play games like they just did the other day with the big milk dud head who pulled the fire alarm like he was on a Price is Right, y'all, when they spin that big wheel. He pulled it Price is Right style. And yet nothing happened to this dude yet. He's not in a slammer. They do these type of things every time a big spending bill comes up and it seems like it's going to be a deadlock. And the Democrats play silly games and then they'll between them and the media, always blame the Republicans for a shutdown, and they always buckle and give the Democrats what they want and put us in bigger debt and send our money all over the globe. At some point, we got to put up or shut up. At some point, you know what, man? Shut it down. Dang on it. I know it might be inconvenient, but not just shut the government down. Shut down all of these jokers right here that want to play with everybody else's money. How about we play with their money? Okay, we can't come to an agreement. Give me this check back. Figure it out. When y'all figure it out, let us know. Maybe we might give you a percentage of this money back. So now, yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Jim. But see, the problem is Matt Gaetz already knows what's going to happen if change does not come.
We do know this. On Saturday, we didn't take the Senate's bill. They tried to send over and shove it down our throats on Saturday. We didn't take that bill.
Not yet.
And it was a tough position he was in. There were 5 options on the table last week. Option 1 was send a long-term CR over there that would have leveraged the 1% cut, something a bunch of us voted for, both parties. Couldn't get the votes for that one. Second option was to focus on the one issue the country now is completely focused on,
what?
The border issue.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't get the votes for that one either.
Okay.
But when the Senate tried to send us that bill, he said no to it.
Said no to it.
I think the Speaker has kept his word.
Oh.
I know my colleagues and friends are saying different. I think he has kept his word on those 3 things that we talked about on January 3rd, frankly, that entire week.
Now, I'm liking this, y'all. See, it's not often we get to hear a debate between Republicans. I ain't talking about ones that's running for office. I'm talking about ones that's in office. I like these disagreements. Flush it out. I want to hear it all the angles. So now let's hear from Matt Gaetz.
He has kept his word. I think we should keep him as Speaker. I yield back.
Here we go. Here we go. Now, what you're hearing is an applause from many, many rhinos. See, when you decide to step out as a maverick, you're going to get some boos. When you decide to say the truth, you're going to get some booze. You're going to ruffle all kind of feathers. So now let's hear what Matt got to say.
Is recognized. Yeah, the problem with my friend from Ohio's argument is that many of the bills he referenced as having passed are not law. We are on a fast track to an omnibus bill, and it is difficult to champion oversight when House Republicans haven't even sent a subpoena to Hunter Biden.
So he came out like this. That's true. So all of the stuff we just heard sounds good on paper, but you got Hunter Biden running around. What's taking so long? How much oversight you need to do to subpoena Creepy and a crackhead? I don't understand. I can subpoena them from my home. That's how much information I know about these dudes. How much oversight do you need to have before you say, dang on, Mucus have lied to us about this border for 3 years now? 3 whole freaking years. And he comes up with the same excuses every time we bring him up here. We are working hard with the brave men and women at the border to secure it. And that is why we need new legislation and Congress needs to act. And that he does it all the time. Lies straight to our face as we see people just skipping across the border, hopscotching, double dutching across our border, bringing their own flag, singing songs. We're in the money. We're in the money. All kind of stuff. And yet that man has not been subpoenaed, no impeachment articles, nothing. And then when they do throw stuff out there, the rhinos, they don't use their weapons. For some reason, that's too drastic. Let's let them continue destroying our border. And we got well enough data and information and them on record line to stick it to them. Garlic, well enough. Way too much evidence of that man lying. No impeachment for him? Same thing with Raggedy Ray. These are the same fools that act like they don't even know how many people was in the J6 crowd that was, undercovers. We don't know those answers. But we do know how many of those old folks was walking around there at the J6 insurrection. We know where they at. We know how to get them. And no, nothing. You're sitting back letting these fools impeach the former president. I mean, not impeach, rather, but indict the former president and prosecute him and run him through the ringer and nothing? Nothing? So I understand what Matt's saying. All of that sound great, man. That sound great.
It's hard to make the argument that oversight is the reason to continue when it sort of looks like failure theater. My colleague says we passed the strongest border bills in history. Well, guess what? Look at the border right now. We didn't use sufficient leverage in the debt limit or in any other thing to actually get results on the border. The border is a disaster, really something I don't think you're going to be campaigning on, that you fix the border.
Ooh-wee. Now, I love Jim. But what he's saying is hot. What he is saying is hot and it's real. You carry the power of the purse. You should not be funding absolutely nothing that is not America first. If you know that these raggedy behind Democrats' whole goal and objective is to get more money to increase illegal immigration, why would you even entertain that? I'm going to tell you right now, you don't negotiate with devils. You just don't do it, man. Because you already know they're starting off with bad intentions. They don't want to stop it. That's where you need to start off, right there. Hey, do you guys really want to stop this? Well, yes, we do. What's your ideal of stopping it? Well, we need more resources. We need to make sure that we have more relief and process these people. No, You're not interested in stopping it. Everything you just described, you want money to make it easier for them to get in. See, now let's start over again. Do you want to stop this? I said we did. What's your ideal of stopping it? Well, we need more people at the border to help process. See. Now we got to stop again. You know what? How about this? We'll come back to the negotiating table when it sounds more like this. We need to make sure these people understand, don't leave their country. Because when you get to our border, you're going to get shut down and sent right back. How about that? How about you start with that? We need to make sure these people realize we don't have resources for you. So if you come, you're going to be left hanging. You're going to waste your whole $8,000 on the cartel for nothing. That's where we need to start. We need to start with recognizing that 99% of these people are not coming here because of asylum. They're coming for a better life. How about you start there before we even could come back to the table? That's what I want to hear. So until you start hearing Democrats talk like that, why are you even discussing things with them about the border? You already know their goal and objective, and it's not to stop it.
Second, you said you streamlined regulations. What the gentleman from Louisiana doesn't tell you is that all of the regulatory reform he was just bragging about is waivable by the stroke of a pen of someone in the Biden White House.
Wow.
Do you really think you got anything for that? It's a total joke.
It is a total
finally,
joke.
the welfare to work that the gentleman from Louisiana said we got. The welfare programs that they said that they streamlined with their welfare to work stuff, they're actually going to grow. Because while they did work requirements, they blew out those programs with expanded eligibility. I'm real glad you guys didn't put work requirements on Medicaid. It probably would have resulted in Medicaid expansion.
Now their sphincter muscles are tightening up. All of those rhinos are like, oh. See, ain't nothing worse than somebody to read you, to call you out, to expose what's really in your heart. Even if they ain't directly talking to you, but the message is coming right down your street. You tightening up. You in that audience like this, dude. How do you know I was doing this? How do you know I was thinking that? How do you know that was our game plan? See, because he is calling that mess all the way out. Let's continue.
And when it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generation.
That's when you know you done hit a nerve. That's when you know you done ran into a big nest of demons. When they start crying out, just like when Jesus rode up and that man had all those demons in him, legions. And then, whoa. He identified who we are. Okay, we might as well go ahead and cry out, we're legions. See, so he hit that nest of demons. Boo. I'm like, why would y'all boo that? It ain't you unless it's you. See, that's my whole thing. It ain't you. If you ain't one of those people, you should be going, dang right. But you're a booer, that means you might be guilty and well-deserved of those boos. Now let's continue.
I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time, and you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you. I reserve.
They scrapping, y'all. They scrapping. Now, many of the Republicans, they didn't like what Matt Gaetz said, y'all. But Matt Gaetz might have won over. He might have won over somebody else, an unlikely ally, somebody who couldn't resist all of that testosterone. She was wooed by Matty Gaetz, and that's none other than Ilhan Omar. Let's check her out. Let me start the music, set the scene.
Ilhan. There it is, right there. The lick cam.
See, for all of those women out there who's talking about masculinity is toxic. See what masculinity does? It'll make a Democrat lick her lips. Let's see it again. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Yeah, man, I wonder if she's even conscious that she's on video. So as Matt's dropping that grown man message, let's check her out, y'all. I'm in love with you. Look at her. Oh, wow. Ooh, now that's a real man. Unlike the man I married.
Ilhan.
Maddie.
Ilhan. There it is, right there. The lick cam.
The signal is for $33 trillion in debt, facing $2.2 trillion annual deficits. And our fellow Americans may be wondering, how does that happen? How does the greatest country in the world have a process?
Oh, she's mesmerized, y'all. Ilhan Omar might be leaving her third husband, I guess. I don't know which one she's on. For Matt Gaetz. She wants a shot at the title, I think. Man, That right there, I don't know how you even explain that look right there. That's one of them looks that you'll catch somebody and they're not even aware of the look they got on their face because it tells everything. See, they mad that you caught them looking. See, so it's one of those things where if you ever want to see how somebody feel, you got to see what they're doing when they don't think nobody's watching them. See, so here she is giving him the evil eye, not the bad evil eye either. She gave him the prince eyes. She was looking at that man. I'm surprised she didn't hit him with this. So you see her looking him up and down. That testosterone grabbed her all up under here and said, come here, woman. You like what you hear? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Some people said something that made me lick my lips. So now she's checking him out, y'all.
So some of our brothers and sisters, particularly in the MAGA camp, I think, particularly enjoy the circular firing squad. You want to come at me and call me a rhino? You can kiss my ass.
Fighting.
Look, I've spent a lifetime fighting for limited government conservatism. I have laid it all on the line. I've not seen my family for 2 days in the last 30 days. You go around talking your big game and you thumping your chest.
Now, see, here's the crazy part. This is interesting, what we got going on here. Because some of these people, I think they're almost there. I've seen them do some things, say some things, push some policies, take a stand on certain things that I say, you know what? You did good. But then it comes down to stuff like this. And I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, you go back 2 years ago, you drop the hammer up there in Congress, you get an applause. But now all of a sudden, for whatever reason, everybody's mad at Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz didn't do this. Matt Gaetz wasn't the one who said we're going to do all these things and they didn't get done. So why are you mad at him? Then, Chip, you're breaking my heart when you go ahead and sell out to who? Ron DeSanctimonious.
On Twitter? Yeah, come to my office and come have a debate, mother. You know why? Because I'm standing up for this country every single day. And Steve, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to go to a nunnery. Because, God damn it, there are people who are buried over in Normandy who deserve us to stand up for what they fought for. So that's what I'm going to do. And all of you fuckers out there who are out there saying what you're saying out on social media, you stick it. I'm going to go down to the floor and do my...
Wanna see me stick it? Wanna see me right? Give me just a minute of your time tonight. We both are here to have debate, so let it... So now you hear him out there using all of those big boy words. Stick it and Mickey Feeky and son of a bees and filth, flarm, filth. Watch your mouth. And then he releases the word that reveals a lot. Listen to this.
My job, and I'm going to stand up for the people who fought for this country. And I'm going to do it the way I think is right for the people that I represent.
And
that's what I think. What happened to a country where we can't even have order? You want to know what Ron DeSantis should be talking about as being the governor who can restore order as president of the United States?
Definitely lost me right there. Definitely lost me right there. You already know Chip, who's responsible for the disorder. You already know. Talking about what happened to a world where we'd have disorder. I mean, these folks ain't your enemies. All these Republicans who voted against McCarthy, they're not your enemies. They didn't create the disorder. They didn't create the chaos. So you shouldn't even be lumping them in with disorder. There's one party that is responsible for all that disorder. But you seem to be displacing the blame right about now, and then he leaks out the magic word to reveal some things.
Just like he's done repeatedly with hurricanes slamming into Florida. I don't want to keep playing the games, all this. Let's go play all the games because somebody's been indicted 12 times. And what did they do? Look, we got a governor that won by 1.5 million votes, won 62% of Hispanics, won 50% of single females, has been kicking butt, and could actually...
And getting his butt whooped by Trump. That's what you got. You got a governor who should have stayed a governor. That's what you got. You have a guy who did a great job down there in Florida, but his britches was a little too high. Oh, you know what? I think I got the juice. Maybe I should go one step further and go after the man who helped me become the governor that did all these things. That's where I lost respect for DeSantis. He didn't wait his turn. And now you got Chip coming out. You know, I mean, you got the right to support whoever you want, but this is where he turned me completely off.
Actually do the job of restoring order in this country and forcing the change. And what are we doing? We're going around in this like parade of personalities and celebrities and cult. It's absurd.
And so I'm not going to do it. I'm not. This is not about personalities.
Nope.
What I'm going to do is keep laying out what I think we need to do to stop that little girl from getting trafficked while we're pissing around in this godforsaken town.
Oh.
Who do you think might have the votes to be Speaker of the House? Because in order for you to proceed on a mature fiscal path, as you're
Fake
saying,
crapper.
you need a leader. Who? Tom Cole, Tom Emmer, Steve Scalise. Who do you think might have the votes to lead your party and the House?
All three of those would be excellent choices, and I think they could do an excellent job. They're honorable men, to me at least, and they've never openly mocked me anyway. And
But guess who has?
They sure as heck have always
Guess who
kept their
has
word to
openly
me. So,
mocked
and there's
you?
several others that have whispered in my ear during all this, and of course I don't want to out them. I understand that they have to keep their secrecy about them, but there are several milling around that are very interested in doing this. Another, Mark Green from Tennessee is somebody that people have been talking about. So there are several out there that people are talking about.
Oh, but Jake Crapper, Fake Crapper is not okay with this very subtle answer. He wants to get to the nitty gritty. He wants to know, who was it that said something to you, to your face? It was Kevin McCarthy, y'all. Disrespected this man over his religion.
I'm sorry, but I just find this so shocking. What exactly did he say to mock your faith, sir?
It really doesn't matter. It was just the fact that I'd publicly stated on your station, I think this morning, that I was praying about it, and I was, I had 2 paths to go. Friend or go.
Now you know Fake Crapper don't like that. You were doing what? Praying. Neck probably want to spin his head all the way around right there. You might have just thrown holy water right through that screen on Fake Crapper's face. The power of Christ compels you. Prayer was that. So now let's see how he reacts to this man leading in with prayer.
With my conscience, and I was praying that God would tell me what to do, which he does. My daddy fought in the Pacific in the Second World War, and he talked about prayer a lot, and the merchants are praying.
Look at Crapper's face.
And so I asked
prayer?
God to show me what the right thing to do is, and I'm not
prayer
proselytizing to
thing
you.
you
I'm not
speak
trying to save your soul, but that's the path I go down on a lot of bills.
Listen
I
to
pray
this.
for my wife. I
Watch
pray
what
for my
Crapper
daughter.
said.
I pray for my enemies. I pray for the speaker. I pray for this president. And when things come up, I pray for his son. And as a Christian, that's what I'm supposed to do. But when someone mocks me like that and mocks my religion, and honestly, the Bible's pretty clear about God being mocked. So that's what sealed it right there for me. I said, this is not the quality or the character of person that I want as Speaker of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't understand that at all. Do you expect?
Oh, of course you can't. Because you can't understand spiritual things. You're a worldly man. Yeah, I can't understand that at all. Did you hear that big fat demon inside of Fake Crapper? I don't understand that at all. I just came out in Jake Crapper's voice. I don't understand that at all. But we know what really said that. I don't understand that at all. Man, I would have rebuked him right there on the screen. Yeah, you know why? The blood of Jesus on you, Jake. Come out. For some reason, I'm shaking now. Loose. So, yeah, I don't understand that at all. Of course you don't. Let's continue, though.
Expect that before you go to bed tonight, sir, that you'll have a new speaker?
I have no earthly idea, brother.
As we speak, the United States House of Representatives is at a complete standstill. That's until lawmakers can find a replacement for the ousted Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
Conservative Republicans led the charge to vote him out of power yesterday. McCarthy is the first Speaker of the House ever to be removed from leadership. Congressman Patrick McHenry will serve as the Speaker pro tem, but the only vote that he can call for is to elect a new Speaker. And that process could happen as early as next week.
So I'm wondering who would even want this job, considering how tough it is to wrangle the Republican caucus. But I understand Representative Jim Jordan just announced he plans to run. What are his chances? And who else wants this, what seems to be a really challenging gig?
Hey, Errol and Lana, this is a different type of gridlock, one that we've never seen before.
Never.
Look at the House chamber from where I'm standing. You can see the lights are off and the doors are locked. It's at a standstill indefinitely until they choose and elect a new speaker.
And Matt Gaetz suggested that nobody goes home until we figure this out. But what did everybody do? Man, I'm out of here, man. Yeah, we'll figure it out when we get back, when we got about 32 seconds to pass the next spending bill. Hey, man, don't make me do stuff. You think I joined Congress for the people? I like the vacations and every blue moon meetings that we have and the rush bills that we try to pass at midnight. That's what I like doing. Stuff I can't read through. What is this? 8,000 pages? Okay, I guess. Could you just give me the summary? Oh, yeah, we're spending money on lots of stuff. Okay. Good stuff? Yeah, very good stuff. Okay. You wouldn't fool me, would you? No. I better take a look. Well, everything looks good there. Where do I sign? That's what's been going on. So their butts should have stayed there until they worked this out, but they all went home. So now it sounds like Jim Jordan has stepped up. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yes, there are some candidates now. You mentioned Jim Jordan, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, potentially one of the most ardent and devoted loyalists of Donald Trump. He's in. He released a letter and released his first endorsement today. One of his fellow Ohioans has endorsed Jim Jordan. Meeting right now, Steve Scalise with some of his fellow Republicans. The House Majority Leader seems to want this job.
It's getting heat. It's getting heated.
It is, as names get thrown in. Does anybody have a
Kevin from Kevin's Corner?
Votes needed to become Speaker. There's no indication anybody is going to
throw my hat in
to reach that threshold, which raises the prospect that when the U.S. House returns here Tuesday, there's going to be a stand
MAGA man.
The speakership.
How about that, MAGA man?
Sure, but this
for
is a
Speaker?
different matter because the House has ground to a halt until they choose a new Speaker, and we are about 43 days away from the next deadline
MAGA
for
man.
the government shutdown.
There you go. MAGA man. MAGA man. MAGA man for Speaker. I get in there and be like, all right, I think I speak for all you dummies. It's going to be some changes. So now, guys, I might just know someone who might be a good speaker. I'm just going to make a suggestion, even though most likely it won't happen. But I think this guy right here might just be
the information and corrupted information by a very corrupt and incompetent Attorney General, Letitia James. This woman is grossly incompetent. She ran on the basis, I will get Trump without knowing
I will get Trump?
So he's been given this information. It's now been proven to be false, such as Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach.
Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. A man that don't mince words. A man that don't cower. So now, in the midst of them trying to prosecute him on bogus charges, every time he got a break, he came out and said, these raggedy people back there, yeah, let me tell you what they're about. He didn't come out there like, man, let me behave, man. Maybe they'll have mercy on me, because he understands they're not there for justice. He understands he's dealing with demons. He's dealing with evil folks. Therefore, it's no time to come out there and hope they're going to have pity on you. They would have never brought you up there on these bogus charges if that was the goal and objective. It is to burn you at the stake. So at this point, you go down fighting. You never let them silence you. You come out and you call him out just like he did at the G7 and got himself in trouble with all of those globalists that tried to pimp him out and tell him, yeah, you know what? You should join the one world government. We're going for a global. And he came right out there to that mic and said, America will never be a part of this. Called their butts out. And they didn't like it. That's who I want to see as not only a Speaker of the House, but as the President of the United States. Somebody who will confront evil and call it out just like this.
Being worth $18 million when in fact it's much closer to $1.5 billion. And I appreciate very much the officials of Palm Beach calling yesterday.
Letitia James in there.
And saying that she was very wrong. That's not the way you back to the property. So she said it was $18 million. It's $1.5 billion. Likewise, we've just recently sold two properties for many times what they were worth. Many times.
Wow.
What they were worth in the
So all of these details coming out because Trump, now you think if Trump would have came out and start saying this, think the media would have came out and said, wow, there's a lot of discrepancies. And Lakeisha and them, I'm going to call her by, like the black people call their family, their mama and them, Lakeisha James and them, they're not out there coming out and say, our bad, we done brought all these witnesses in and the numbers don't work and we thought Trump was embezzling money. And shit. No victim in sight. No banks complaining. How do you have a victimless crime? See how Democrats roll and you think we should be passive? You think we should, tittle around with these folks? They locked a man up for joking about Hillary Clinton and wasn't even able to prove that the joke altered an election, a vote, nothing. Victimless crime. No one even came and said, hey, I was on the internet and I saw this guy's meme and I took it seriously and I ended up voting for Trump by accident because I was manipulated. Not one person came out, but yet the DOJ went ahead and prosecuted this dude and gave him jail time. So you think these people right here deserve kindness? You think we're going to get civility out of them? You think taking the moral high ground is going to change these folks? Nope. It's in the bone. Trump finished telling us what's really going on in this courtroom.
And the statements are actually much lower than the actual net worth. So going down the line,
Here he is again.
page after page, document after
Document after document.
And the bottom line is this is rigged.
It's rigged.
The judge knows whatever he's going to do. He said that Mar-a-Lago was worth $18 million.
Yeah.
And it's worth $1.5 billion or thereabouts. But he said it was worth $18 billion.
No wonder that judge and Letitia and them want to put a gag order on that man. Because that's what the devil does. Shut the door, keep out the devil. Shut the door, keep the devil in the night. Y'all know the song. 1, 2, 3, the devil's after me. What comes after 3? 4, 5, 6, he's always throwing sticks. 7, 8, 9, he misses every time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. So now these jive turkeys are in there trying to drum up something to go after him and say all this and that. And then he comes out and he exposes it. And what are they saying? Hey, don't be going out to that microphone and exposing us and these trumped up charges and these numbers we're trying to concoction and all of that mess. But we're about to see exactly what kind of demons we dealing with that's responsible for prosecuting this man right here.
So they defrauded us because he called me a fraud.
He called him a fraud.
He called me a fraud.
The
and
judge?
he back his Mar-a-Lago at 18 million. 18 million. And you can't do that. It's worth probably 50 to 100 times more than that. And our corrupt attorney general, she's totally corrupt. She just wanted the publicity to run for governor. And then she failed running for governor.
Gag him.
She had practically nothing in terms of vote. But she went after Trump because she was running for governor. That's the only reason.
Woo-wee. Sound like Matt Gaetz. Yeah, see, when you defy the powers that be and you come out and you call them out, yeah, man, they want to choke you out. I know if Letitia and them had the force, they would choke him from afar. They would be over there in the corner going, trying to choke him out. So now he's out there just exposing all of that. And we're about to see the folks that we're dealing with.
But she got the judge to value Mar-a-Lago for $18 million. When the smallest house in Palm Beach is probably worth $50 million.
The judge can't count.
And this is the biggest, the best anywhere in the country. There's nothing like it. So they put it down at $18 million, and they said I overvalued it because we had it valued at a much lower number than it's worth.
Funny math?
And by the way, my financial documents are valued much less than my actual value.
What?
Which nobody even knows.
Oh, yeah, because see, I thought Trump was embezzling money. Remember Joe Biden? Yeah, they shouldn't be looking at me. Look at Trump. Oh, Trump's the only one that him and his kids got money from China. Excuse me, when and where? What? Anyway, that's what would happen. It would be anyway. See, because Democrats are used to just throwing all kind of accusations out there and never having to show proof. So here they are talking about Trump's finances and all that stuff. And come to find out he lost money. He paid his taxes. So why is he in court again? Why are they bringing all these banks in there trying to get them to testify against Trump? And they all going, I don't see what the problem is. We got our money. He paid his loans back. I thought that's a good thing. I thought good businessmen pay their loans back. I could see if he would have swindled the banks, but the banks are going, we ain't got no problem. Oh, Letitia and them got a problem. The Democrats and them got a problem with Trump. So now they got to come up with some stuff.
But the financial documents that I gave to the bank are much less than my actual net worth. So therefore, I gave them to the bank. They can't be a fraud because I gave them lower numbers. I'm probably one of the only people ever to See, the loan, I didn't even need the loan because you see the kind of cash I have. I didn't even need loans.
He's a boss.
Maybe you don't do a deal or two.
Somebody said a judge for nothing.
A lot of cash, a lot of everything.
A lot of cash.
A lot of people are very surprised at how successful this is. You saw it today with the kind of cash I have and the kind of success we've had.
I love it.
But I'm a private.
Grandiose. Yeah, there's a humble boaster. That's what he is. Trump's a humble boaster. I got a lot of cash. I'm rich. Did I ever tell you I was rich? See, didn't even need the loans. I'm rich. Lots and lots of cash, however. I'm broke. I'm losing. I lost money.
I was never going to reveal this kind of stuff, but now it comes out. It comes out because a corrupt attorney general sued me for fraud. And then they found out they had no case. And they have no case. And today, if you read the New York Law Journal, they basically say they have no case against Trump.
Face
but I'm here stuck
for
here,
no case.
And I can't campaign. I'd rather be right now in Iowa. I'd rather be in New Hampshire, South Carolina, or Ohio, or a lot of other places. But I'm stuck here because I have a corrupt attorney general that communicates with the DOJ in Washington to keep me nice and busy.
Jeez, oh man. Thank you. Somebody said they just found my channel and subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, hopefully you'll stay subscribed. You're going to have to check every once in a while to make sure you're not unsubscribed mysteriously. So you hear Trump out here, he sounds like a defense attorney. Nobody can defend him like he's defending himself right now. I'm stuck out here because of these corrupt, crooked behind Democrats and our sorry Republicans who allow them to do it. He forgot to put that tidbit of information in there. See, because these people should have been subpoenaed as well. McCarthy should have been subpoenaed and every single one of these prosecutors. Congress should have cut the money for these folks to go after the leading candidate for the Republican Party. We're funding this crap. So yes, Matt Gaetz, bravo. Get McCarthy's butt out. Because if he was real, he would have said, man, I'm not going to sit back there and let y'all do this to my boy. I know it's bootleg, and we sure enough is not going to let the people pay for this witch hunt. That's what he should have been doing, but he didn't.
Because I'm leading Biden in the polls by a lot.
And that's why all this is happening.
That's all this is. This is election interference. They made up a fake case. They're fraudulent people. And the judge already knows what he's going to do. He's a Democrat judge. In all fairness to him, he has no choice. He has no choice. He's run by the Democrats. I know this city better than anybody knows this city. Nobody knows it like I do. He's a Democrat judge out of the clubhouses. He's controlled, and it's a shame. What's going on here is a shame. Our whole system is corrupt. This is corrupt. Atlanta is corrupt. And what's coming out of D.C. is corrupt.
And their butts is scared. Their corrupt butts are on the line. Because they know if this man gets back in power, it's going to be held to pay. Justifiably, though. See, that's the difference. It should have never got to this far. It's unbelievable that Republicans set back. And I used to sit there and say, how's this happening? I mean, is there something that could be done? Matt Gaetz would come out and he would actually give all types of strategies to stop this. And yet, nobody did nothing about it. Oh, that sounds great, Matt. Thanks for the suggestions. But let's let the process play out. Why? Doing that has gotten us nowhere. It allows these Democrats to have free reign. It basically ties people up and let them punch on them like a punching bag. No fighting back, no fear of getting punched back in your mouth, nothing. Taking shots all day. And you know what? Everybody looks sweet when they on a heavy bag. Shoot, 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 shoot. And when they get in that ring, it punched in the face back, then they don't know how to react. That's why Garlic needs to be impeached. Put him on his heels. Dang on Ray, put him on his heels. Mucus, put him on his heels. And Creepy Sleepy. Trump, finish it.
But this is a good one because this one is interesting. This one is very interesting. Why attend? Because I want to point it out to the press how corrupt it is because nobody else seems to be able to do it.
Thank you. Trump is doing what nobody else seems to be able to do. Make America great again. Actually run the government like it should be. And that's why they're trying to stop it. Matt Gaetz is doing what none of these other rhinos are doing. He's trying to run the government that benefits the people and not the parties. See, so that's why they're getting pushback. And he's bold enough to show up there in person, say, I'm going to go ahead and confront my accusers and call them out. And you know these raggedy, jive, nasty, stinking turkeys got the nerve to be mad that he's going out there and calling them out. Want a gag order.
Butcher, New York Butcher said I did a very good job. And others have done a good job. They say there's no case here.
No case.
We have a corrupt attorney general
Very
trying
corrupt.
to make a case. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trump, for clearing that up. Because I'm sure if Letitia and them would have came out, it would have been, we're dealing with a white nationalist and he's fraudulent, he's a liar, and all of that. That's what we'd have heard from them. But now we're about to meet his accusers, y'all. We're about to see the demons that's been assigned to assassinate Trump. Walk away from him, Trump. Away with you, peasants. Oh, here they go. I'm a creep. Yeah. And I'm a weirdo.
Never be afraid to
y'all see that creep? There he is. That's a creep face if you ever seen one. Yeah, see, the creepiness goes way back. Remember that other creep that was the second creep right there? He was assigned to assassinate Trump too. Here it is. When you were here before, creep. Yeah, look at that one. That's nothing but demons all up in him. What was that? When I saw that, I got scared. Almost laid hands on the TV. I was like, what kind of voodoo? Don't know if I should touch the screen. Something might jump on me. So now you see that judge right there? Doesn't he look like a fair and balanced judge? No, he looks like an old washed up homeless man that they cleaned up and stuck him in there. We'll give you $50 and a bottle of wine for you to go ahead and pretend to prosecute Trump. Well, I don't know anything about numbers. You don't need to. Make it up. Look at that creep. Weirdo.
never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental...
Wait a minute. You can't say that when you're running. You can't say that when you're running to become a district attorney, a prosecutor, and you're saying this before you even get in office. Then mysteriously you get in office and you go after the man you promised to go after if they elect you. You're not identifying stuff that he did. You just said, I'm going to be a pain in his butt. Let's check out the witch. Let's see what the witch was saying way before she got elected.
rights are at stake. I believe that the President of these United States can be indicted for criminal offenses.
For what? For what criminal offense?
We're going to be a real pain.
Be a pain in Trump's butt.
That man in the White House.
You see the quality of folks in the Democrat Party? Do you see these people who are supposed to be honoring the law, supposed to be blind, Lady Justice, representing fairness and equality, protecting our democracy, destroying it? This witch has been assigned to go after Trump along with that old homeless man that we just saw with that funny face. All she needs is a big wart on her nose. She's missing a wart and the big hat, and I know Halloween is coming. Okay, that microphone she got right now, I'm sure is going to turn into a witch's broom any second, and she's going to fly off right over the moon, giggling. I'm sure right now a bat wing is going to get coughed up out of her mouth as she lies right here talking about.
Who can't go a day without threatening our fundamental rights. Yes, we need to focus on Donald Trump and his abuses. We need to follow his money.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable that they would even let this woman bring charges after this. Do you understand how far she should be recruited? She should be disbarred. Leaving all of this evidence on the internet. Whole campaign. Not listing anything. Trump is, he should be prosecuted. Trump is evil. Trump is violating our rights. Ain't throwing out any facts, nothing. No facts whatsoever. But then, mysteriously, concoctions up some charges, and now she's getting embarrassed in court.
We need to find out where he's laundered money. We need to find out whether or not he's engaged in conspiracy.
How about you, big fat witch? Take your big fat nose and your broom and go find a real launderer of money who is creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. There, all that evidence laying out. Excuse me, witch, if you really want to come find all of the Money is right here. I don't want to see that. I'm going after Trump. All of that. But I'm going to find out where he laundered money. I'm going to make up a crime. Show me the man and I'll find the crime.
It's important that everyone understand that the days of Donald Trump are coming to an end.
God, this burns me up.
Office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Or they will be
This is unreal. Unreal. Man, if Trump wins, he needs to countersue Hertel. A real DOJ director needs to open up an investigation. Because you know she has coordinated with the White House. You know they have all coordinated together. All of these prosecutors. 4 indictments, 4 different locations, 4 bootleg prosecutors. Trumped up charges. You don't think Garlic knew about this? Of course he did. These folks all playing this crap. And an investigation needs to be opened up into them. Because this is not right. You got her on video constantly just throwing out multiple things she's going after. Multiple. She ain't even specific. Just all kind of like he's rolling back rights. I'm going after him for that. I'm sure he probably laundered money some point. I'm going after him for that too. I'm at least look into it. No predicate whatsoever. But I'm going to look into it. I'm going to go find the money. That is so tyrannical. That's like, man, they showing up at my crib right now and say, Kev, we have no reason to search your house. We have no reason to look into your bank account. Go through your phone and your laptop. But we're going to go ahead and go through it anyway. Just in case you've been up to stuff. That's not America. Unbelievable.
And that's the problem, is that, you have James now being shown in the background. You've got Trump in the foreground.
He looks like a character from Harry Potter. Look at him. What is that? That skinny neck? Is he even a real person? Just like a skeleton in a robe.
And it fulfills the narrative on both sides. Trump is likely right. I mean, he's being shown.
Now, I'm going to say something controversial. Even though I'm being taped, juries get it wrong a lot. That's my own opinion. I do only civil trials, personal injury cases, contract disputes. But I've had situations where, like, oh my heaven's sake, how could they have thought that? Well, I have a.
Shouldn't he be in Back to the Future? He looks like the professor. Dang on it. That guy right there looks like a hippie. This is a 100% activist liberal and should have been recused. In fact, forget recusing. This man should have never been involved in this, neither Lakeisha James or any of these people. This should have never went to court. Unbelievable.
I have a tool that I can deal with that. It's called jury notwithstanding the verdict, judgment notwithstanding the verdict. I can say there is no possible way that a reasonable jury would have reached that conclusion. And all right, am I following the law or am I making law? Okay, I'm following law. I'm an impartial referee, but it's hard to factor out my own emotions. And I have tools. Somebody can say, well, Your Honor, you have to throw out this case because it's just like another case. Well, is it just like another case? What if the defendant was wearing a red sweater instead of a blue sweater?
Oh, well. Now y'all see who is responsible for Trump's fate. You think Trump's going to get a fair shot from that guy, from that skeleton right there? Huh? Or from the witch? So we got a witch and a skeleton working together to try to go ahead and bring down Trump. And we're supposed to take this seriously. All of us angry MAGA folks are supposed to just sit back and watch this happen and pretend that this is a legitimate investigation. I even get mad when people talk about it like it's a legitimate investigation. Yes, we need to talk about the details. We need to, focus on maybe the strategy of the Trump. The strategy is this is fake. It's not even real. The strategy is what Trump was saying. This is a rogue prosecutor. This is rigged. And their whole goal is to interfere with the election. Thank you. Somebody said they like the necklace. This is old man Teddy, y'all. Yeah, that's old man Teddy right there, y'all. Before, when he was a young boy, and then when he got older. That's the wise Teddy right there. Anyway, man. So guys, y'all see what we dealing with, man? We got witches and warlocks and demons and all kind of stuff. The Dems, man, the dirty demon Dems, they are absolutely atrocious. And our Republicans are just as bad if they don't grow a pair and do what they got to do. So thank you, Matt Gaetz, for ruffling up all of those feathers. We needed a civil war. Maybe we'll shake out who is the real Republicans versus the MAGA ones that they claim are extreme. Give me extreme. I'll take them. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos. Text this number, 330-974-4607. Text MAGA to that number. In this way, just in case they try to unexist me because they don't like what I'm saying on the internet, I'll be able to at least communicate with y'all and let y'all know where I'm at. Subscribe to my alternative channel, please, please, please. I'm trying to crack 1,000 over there, y'all. Check out the video that I uploaded earlier, which I ain't even checked the views. It's depressing when I have to check the views of a 6-minute video and I'm going, wow, I just hit 1,000 views after 2 days. That's crazy. It's depressing. So sometimes I don't even look. It just makes me mad. And then you get online with these people and they lie to you. No, we're not suppressed. We don't do that. We don't censor. No, we don't suppress videos. Why would we do that? We're fair and balanced, just like Lakeisha James and them. So thanks for all the support. And don't forget, y'all, we got 9 days left with my little fundraiser. And my link to support the channel is right below this video. So if you can and will, please do support. Because I'm sure enough gonna not get it from YouTube. Okay. So God bless y'all. God bless America. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. MAGA man. I'll be back. MAGA man. MAGA man. MAGA man. What? I ain't scared. I know you see the way we tear up the place. Yeah. Take care.